Have you ever been working on a project only to be stopped in your tracks by an error message? It's frustrating, isn't it? If you've encountered the insufficient tokens for quota error while creating a subscription, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to tackle this issue together. I totally get it. Running into quota issues can feel like hitting a brick wall, especially when you're trying to get things done. You're not alone in this. Many users face similar challenges when working with Google Cloud services. Let's dive into the specific situation at hand. One user recently asked, "Why do I get the error message about insufficient tokens for quota when creating a subscription?" They mentioned that waiting it out sometimes works, but they want to know how to increase the quota. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what does this error mean? Essentially, it indicates that your project has hit a limit on the number of tokens available for the PubSub API. This can happen if you're making too many requests in a short period. Understanding this will help us find a solution. And stick around. I have a valuable tip at the end that will help you manage your quotas more effectively and avoid this issue in the future. To begin resolving the quota issue, the user should navigate to the Google Cloud Console. This is where they can manage their project settings and quotas. Next, the user needs to access the IAM and admin section. Here, they can find the quotas option, which will allow them to view and manage their service quotas. In the quotas section, the user should filter for the PubSub API. This will help them locate the specific quota limits related to their project. Once the user finds the relevant quota, they can request an increase. This is done by selecting the quota and clicking on the Edit Quotas button. Finally, the user should fill out the required information in the quota increase request form. After submitting, they will need to wait for approval from Google Cloud. Fun fact, did you know that Google Cloud services are used by some of the biggest companies in the world? They rely on these services to handle massive amounts of data every day. You're in good company. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. One user encountered a similar error and found that their quota was already maxed out. As a workaround, they implemented a sleep function in their code to prevent the API from being overwhelmed during a 100-second period. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. According to a user on GCP Slack, the quota issue arises because the quota is shared among users of the default application credentials, which are lower for those authenticated this way. They suggest that using App Engine creates a service account, which should prevent this error from occurring. The user also notes that the quota for your admin credentials may be consumed elsewhere, and currently there is no way to increase this limit. Here's the tip I promised. Regularly monitor your quota usage and set up alerts. This proactive approach can help you avoid running into these issues in the future. And there you have it. You should now have a better understanding of how to handle the insufficient tokens for quota error. Remember, keeping an eye on your quotas is key to smooth sailing in your projects. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.